the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, has himself to blame for not stopping the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, even when he was advised severally to do so by the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, who saw no justification for taking up arms against a peaceful community. And indeed, the community was peaceful until attacked by the presidency of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, to whom Jonathan was vice president. Many things happened that would have conditioned Jonathan to stop the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. But he was undaunted. He was obdurate against peace, leading to his squandering his entire 4 years fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community. And at the end of the day, Nigerians could not attribute anything to him that was of progress. But what he said at the book launch in Abuja was true to fact. If anybody is denying it, they should Google it. That Mama, Mrs. Sarah Jubril, a political advisor to Jonathan, was enthusiastic, excited about midwifing dialogue for peace with the Boko Haram Muslim community that was peaceful until attacked by government to start with. But she was frustrated out of it. Why and how? Because the Boko Haram Muslim community gave a condition to participate in the dialogue for peace, on condition that 3 persons will be present in the panel. The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saad Abubakar III, the current Sultan, still the current Sultan. He was and still the current Sultan, mentioned by the Boko Haram Muslim community, to be present in the panel if it will attend the panel. That was condition given by Boko Haram. 3 persons, 2 of them from Sokoto, the Sultan of Sokoto himself, and Aminu Tambuwa, also from Sokoto, the then Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives. And the 3rd person was Muhammadu Buhari, who was a former military head of state and retired as a major general in the army, was the 3rd person mentioned. 3 of them, of which 2 are still alive, the Sultan of Sokoto and Aminu Tambuwa. The 3 of them, including Muhammadu Buhari, declined. And so the dialogue for peace could not happen. So if Muhammadu Buhari has died, the Sultan of Sokoto is still alive, Aminu Tambuwa is still alive, are they going to deny also the event of 2012? You know, oh my God. And all of a sudden, Mama Sarah Jubilee just went mute. And now, for years, I don't know, she went out of the political radar, you know. So anybody denying it, oh my God, it's either out of ignorance or dishonesty, or both, you know. Otherwise, it's unfortunate. And now, Sokoto itself is tasting the tablet imposed on Borno State. Sokoto is tasting it now with Lakurawa, dealing with the people, and now calling on the federal government and state government and local government. The people are calling on those on the 3 tiers of government to come to their rescue because of the killings and kidnapping and destruction of property. The destruction of human lives and property. Talking at Sokoto as with Borno State. 2 of the 3 persons requested to be present by the Boko Haram Muslim community were from Sokoto, the Sultan and Aminu Tambuwa. So, and as I said, the other person is from Katsina State in the same northwest. So, nobody from the southeast, from the northeast, where the thing was happening. So, meaning that they know that is the Fulani Muslim imperialists who are behind the ordeal of the Boko Haram Muslim community. You know. So, and now that everybody is testifying that Boko Haram was not out to fight anybody, neither Muslim nor Christian or anybody, but that abuse of Western education to perpetrate haram is responsible for the gross underdevelopment of Nigeria and worsening mass abject poverty in the midst of plenty. Whereby some people are greeted with rankadedi, others are in mass abject poverty. You can see the ocean of beggars swimming from the north to the rest part of Nigeria. So, rather than taking up arms against these devilish religio-political leaders, everybody is talking rubbish about the Boko Haram Muslim community, even when everything is hinged on Boko Haram, claiming fuel subsidy where none exists, and declaring all fuel subsidy and other subsidies gone without knowing where they are gone, and removing subsidies from basic necessities of life to subsidize to be funding pilgrimage bus and subsidizing pilgrimages. So, and leading to worsening mass abject poverty and mushrooming and bandits. The fanatical supporters of Muhammadu Buhari, by the way, he was always having fanatical supporters. You don't know what he gave them to eat, that they are so fanatical and blind to any evil perpetrated by Muhammadu Buhari, perpetuating the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community and imposing herdsmen terrorism on Nigeria. Doubling himself as Nigeria's Minister for Petroleum and accounting for nothing. 8 brutal years. And are his fanatical supporters also going to deny that Boko Haram wanted to dialogue with Muhammadu Buhari, but he declined, rather vowed to defeat the community in 6 weeks? Are his fanatical supporters also going to deny that? Which is more recent than 2012. When Buhari came to power, the Boko Haram Muslim community say, he's our big brother. We hope he will dialogue for peace with us. And he declined. And as a matter of fact, whether Boko Haram asked for it or not, if this devilish religious political leaders have human feeling? Were they not all by themselves? Were they not supposed to take initiative for peace? But rather, any military general that says this war against the Boko Haram Muslim community is political, that military general will not survive it. Jonathan himself should tell us the story of his national security advisor, General Andrew Asasi. When the man said this war is political, that was the end of his career as far as Jonathan was concerned. He sacked him. And after a few months, 1 or 2 months or so even, the man died in official aircraft mishap, in mysterious circumstances like that. So, and that is the fate of some, God knows, generals, military generals. Because under civilian rule, we are fighting a war of about 16 years. Under military rule, we fought a civil war of 3 years, 1967 to 1970. But these bloody civilians, so-called, have been fighting, waging war, imposing war on Nigeria since 2009 till date, 2025, including Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Sustaining the war, sustaining herdsmen terrorism, declaring all subsidies gone at his age, like Muhammadu Buhari doubles himself as a petroleum minister and accounting for nothing. All subsidies are gone, yet paying workers less than living wage, sinking Nigeria in debt. This is the type of thing that the Boko Haram Muslim community was protesting. Obey. Not violently, created a community for themselves to live a genuine Islamic life of being your brother's keeper. But the Fulani Muslim imperialists, led by the Sultan of Sokoto, said their Islam is unorthodox. That Islam does not allow a secluded society. Yes, I read it in academically too. Islam does not support secluded society. But Nigeria's society, Nigeria's constitution allows you religious freedom and freedom of association, which was what motivated Olusegun Obasanjo to say, leave them alone. After all, they are not wrong. They are living their own life, and they are entitled to it. Jonathan did not see it that way. Sultan of Sokoto did not see it that way. Aminu Tambuwa did not see it that way. And Muhammadu Buhari did not see it that way. I think now you are learning your lesson in Sokoto. You are learning your lesson in Katsina and Zamfara. Zamfara was going to impose. Zamfara started Sharia, cutting the hand of a man who stole cow, and not who stole billions upon billions of Nigeria's money. So your religion is your problem. It's putting, come to Ilorin and come and see mad people going to people and saying, we hear that you are practicing African traditional religion here, and you have a society which constitution prohibits state religion, and you have that level of madness. There must be no religion there must no African traditional religion in Ilorin, because Ilorin is no longer an African society but an Arabic society that is not in Saudi Arabia but in Yoruba land. So, you are looking for mad, crazy people. Come to Ilorin and see mad Muslims waging war on African traditional religion. And our crazy rulers allow that kind of madness to be happening. You are now trying to defend what? Look at what the Sultan was saying, at the book launch. Islam is a religion of peace. Oh my God. Jihad is not about violence. It's about what? How did you conquer all the lands that you are now dominating? Oh God.